Hey everyone, it is Jen from jenscalia.com. I am a visibility coach and business strategist for online entrepreneurs who want to make an impact. I today am going to be talking to you about how to be confidently and authentically visible online. So I want to give you a little bit of a backstory about me, a little bit more about who I am, and then I want to go into 11 ways that you can actually do this for yourself, whether you are a beginning entrepreneur, whether you're thinking about being an online entrepreneur, or whether you've been doing this for years and you just haven't been able to get that confidence to really put yourself out there so that you can impact more people. So a little bit about me is I always like to start and let people know that I'm an introvert. And the reason why I think this is so important is because the very first year of my business, I completely hid. I did not put myself out there at all. I actually hid behind a business name. So no one ever knew me as Jen Scalia. It was always this business name. And, I had created my Instagram and some other social media accounts based on that name. And in addition to that, I was so not confident in my skills or not confident that people would actually want to pay me for what I helped them with, that I just completely didn't tell anybody about what I did. I never asked for clients, never reached out to potential clients. And, I kind of used my introvertedness as an excuse. But now I want to share with you that, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you can totally put yourself out there online in a way that's authentic, in a way that feels really, really good to you. And I really feel like that is the key. And that's what's really important, is that whatever you do online, there's so many different things that you can do. Whatever you do, you want it to feel really, really good. You want to be able to do it in a way that speaks to who you are, and in a way that, people will just start to flock to you. And so that way you're not really going out there and struggling or trying to find clients, but they're actually coming to you. And it's a really, really awesome thing. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I want to talk to you about how just being visible online and creating relationships and creating connections with your potential clients can actually just skyrocket your business more than any sales funnel, any sales techniques, any, huge program launches, building an e-course. Like, all of that stuff is important in your business at some point. But the main thing is for you to just get out there and make an impact right away. So another thing is it's one thing to start, and then it's another thing to actually go out there and do it. So my favorite motto is act now, think later. And I know that may be hard for some of you, especially if you are an introvert, or you're shy, or you're just an overthinker. But to be honest, in order to be successful, especially online with so much competition, with so many people out there trying to get their message heard, you really have to just do it. That is my best advice to you. And like I mentioned, I'm going to be giving you 11 more tips on how you can put yourself out there confidently and authentically online. So the first thing I want to do, or the first thing I think you should do, is think about all of your strengths. So I'm sure that many of you have maybe taken the Gallup test, which is the Strengths Finder test, or you probably know what your strengths are based on some corporate jobs that you've had in the past, or things that you've done in your life. You know what you're good at. So the first thing is to just really play up those strengths. So whatever it is that you help people with, or whatever it is that you're really, really good at, play on that. It can be anything. It can be organizational skills. It can be listening. It can be strategizing. So whatever it is that you're really good at, you want to play off of that. And if you're one of those people that are thinking, oh, well, I'm just not really good at anything, one thing that I like to do with my clients and with other people that I know that are struggling with their own confidence is to do a brag list. So if you want to write this down, this is something that I think will really kickstart your confidence, and it's something that you can always go back to in the future. So with the brag list, I want you to come up with 100 ways that you are amazing and awesome. So It can be anything. It can be physical characteristics. It can be that you have really nice flowy hair. It can be that you're a great listener. It can be that you're compassionate, that you're a great mother. It can also be achievements. So think about maybe, graduating college, getting a degree, completing a certification, or helping clients. It can be client testimonials, nice things people have said about you. So this brag list is just like an all-encompassing gratitude list for you. And it's something that, I say 100 because I really want you to think, and I really want you to explore all of the amazing things about you. And then, like I said, the list is something that, when you start to feel down, or you start to doubt yourself, or you start to lose confidence, you can always go back to that list and just remind yourself how freaking awesome you are. So the next thing is to improve on your weaknesses. So we all have weaknesses, and again, you probably know what those weaknesses are. So, maybe you're over analytical, maybe you overthink things, maybe you are, too organized, or you work too quickly, and then, you're not able to leave room for changes. So whatever those weaknesses are, make sure that you want to constantly improve on that. So one of the things about being a successful entrepreneur is that we're always trying things, and we're always doing things new. And even when we fail, or even when we screw up, or even when a launch or something doesn't happen the way that we want it to, we can still recover. And it doesn't, completely kill us, and it doesn't force us or make us want to quit. We just are able to go back, look at what happened wrong, and reevaluate that. So if you have any weaknesses, just know what they are. Just acknowledging what they are is the first step. And the next thing is to just improve on it. So if you know that you're not a great listener, then maybe you can, just get on the phone with someone and, coach them, or maybe put your phone on mute, or do whatever you have to do to try to understand, is to turn off the noise. So this is something huge. It's something that I recommend to all of my private clients as soon as I start working with them, because the online world is so big, and it's so saturated, and there's so many people trying to get their message out there. It's kind of hard to keep up. It's kind of hard not to compare yourself when there's somebody doing the exact same thing as you over here, right? So my best advice is to just turn off the noise. So when you're really super focused on what you're doing and your strengths and how you can help people, and really nurturing your own tribe, you don't have time to worry about what other people are doing. So turn off the noise, and that can mean, unsubscribing from email lists, especially the ones that you kind of get sucked into, or the ones where if you read somebody's newsletter, you start to think like, oh my gosh, and it just makes you doubt yourself. So get rid of the newsletters. Get rid of all the notifications on your Facebook. Facebook is a fantastic way to become visible in your business, and a fantastic way to put yourself out there. But it can also be a huge distraction. So make sure that you're really intentional when you're online. For the notifications, I turn everything off. So I only get notified when somebody actually specifically tags me, so that I can obviously go in and make sure that I don't miss them, and all of that good stuff. But I do not get notifications for when people are posting in different groups or things like that. Just turn it completely all off. I have my notifications on my Instagram turned off, my notifications on Twitter turned off. So I only see those notifications when I actually go in and open up the app. Another thing you can do is actually just take that stuff right off your phone. So you're not tempted to, throughout the day, instead of focusing on your work, be sucked into the Facebook hole. So tip number 3 is to turn off the noise. And that is anything that's going to distract you, anything that's going to make you not feel good, anything that kind of triggers you when you see this happen. Another thing, since we're talking about triggering, is there's a couple of people that I'm connected with on Facebook, but every time I see them post something happens inside of me, and I get like, oh my gosh, like I need to do this now, and now this person is doing this, and I start to compare myself. So what I've been able to do, and this is a fantastic tool on Facebook, is you can actually go in and hide that person. So if you click next to one of their posts, it just says hide all from whatever their name is. So essentially you stay friends, you stay connected on Facebook, but you don't see any of their posts, which is amazing. So if you have that happening for you, if there's somebody that triggers you, if there's something that keeps coming across your feed where you're like, oh, you know, get rid of it, turn off the noise, hide it, do what you have to do so that you can remain focused on what you're doing. The next thing is to create peer connections. And it's one of the reasons why I was so excited to be a part of this summit with Collaborate, because I know Stephanie is all about collaborating, and I am too. I really think it's a powerful thing for women to come together and to be able to collaborate and to, you know, make things happen for themselves. I absolutely love it. And I think that creating those peer connections, so with, you know, if you're networking on Facebook or any other social media, instead of going in just thinking like everyone is a potential client, go in there trying to find your tribe as well. Who are those people that are going to support you during your launch? Who are those people that are going to recommend you when they know somebody that's a perfect fit for your coaching? So don't overlook this part. Having those peer connections, having women that have your back, that are on your side, and that really are working towards the same goals is priceless. It's been such an amazing part of my business where, you know, long ago in the beginning, especially being introverted and always keeping my circle small, I definitely thought that I could do it myself. But no woman is an island, and I really figured that out very quickly that, you know, there was times where I just felt alone. I felt like I was alone. I wasn't supported. I wasn't supported by my friends and family, and I had no one. But once I actually started to create these connections and connect with women who really cared about me and who really wanted me to succeed, everything in my business completely changed. So make sure that you're making those connections. Make sure that you have a tribe. Make sure that you can, you know, maybe you get a mastermind group together and it's just, you know, a couple of you that meet once or twice a month. Do what you have to do to make sure that you're fully supported in your entrepreneurial journey. So next is to just know your stuff. So this comes with just being confident. So, you know, a lot of people come to me and they're just like, you know, I'm just not really confident in my skills, or I'm just not confident that people will pay me. And so here's the thing. If you're not, they're not going to be confident either. So this goes back to number one, where I said play on your strengths. Same thing here. If you know that you're not confident in a certain area, maybe you started coaching, but you've only coached a couple people, you don't know if they can get results. Maybe you're a web designer and, you know, you're just not confident that people will pay you, you know, thousands of dollars to build their website. The best thing to do is just know your stuff, you know, learn, get more training, get more knowledge, do all of these things that are going to improve that confidence. And the only way to get confidence is through action and through actually doing it, which is why my motto is act now, think later. So if you are, you know, feeling not confident about something, go do your research, go get training, go hire a coach, go take a course, do something so that you can learn more about it, so that you can be confident in it, because people want to work with people that know their shit. They don't want to work with people who are unsure, especially when they're giving you thousands of dollars to help them in their business, in their life, with their weight, with their relationships. It's stuff that's really important to people. So make sure that you know your stuff. And if you don't know it, go out and get the trainings so that you can learn more about it. Next thing to be confident and authentic online is to create content. So content, I feel like, is the number one thing to really put yourself on the map and to really get people to notice who you are and what you do. So content can be anything. Content can be a summit like you're watching right now. It can be a video. It can be a Periscope, a blog, an article. It can be your opt-in freebie. It can be a checklist. It can be a case study. It doesn't matter. There's so many different content pieces. It's just about getting all those things out there for the world to see, for the world to absorb, for the world to know that you know what you're talking about. So constantly creating content. If you look at any of the gurus or experts that you admire, you'll notice that they're always creating content. They're always coming out with something. whether it's a freebie, a new course, a video series, a webinar, they're always coming out with something. And this is what positions them as the expert. So if you want to quickly position yourself as an expert, then create content. But you want to create good stuff. So don't create crap, because if you give away crap, if your free content is not good, people aren't going to want to work with you. So make sure that your free content is superb. Make sure that whatever you're giving out to people is your best work. So along with that is to just over deliver in everything that you do. So even if you're doing a free webinar or you're doing a free opt-in, you want to make sure that you go in, and I always do the would you pay for it test. So if you're creating content like that's, for your freebie that people sign up for when they go to your website, would you pay for it? Make sure that that freebie is so good that you would actually pay for the information inside of it. If you do that, you'll really be able to create a rapport and a trust with the people that need you. So that is the thing. You have to over deliver in anything that you do, and people will start to trust you, and they'll start to like you, and they'll really start to notice you. And so the next thing is to offer free help. So even though I was able to create over 6 figures in the first 3 months of 2015, I still did free coaching calls. I still offer free help to people who need it. Every once in a while, I'll do a round of just, some free no pitch coaching calls. And this is all about being of service. This is about you knowing what you're doing. This is about you really want to make an impact on the world and offering your expertise and your help to the people who need it. It's all about serving. If you lead with serving, then you can't lose. You will make it online. You will crush it online. People will start to talk about you. People will rave about you. You'll get testimonials. So offer that free help, because, on one side you may be thinking, oh, but I don't want to work for free. Right? Okay, I get it. Nobody does, right? But, it's not like you're working for free, because you are getting something out of it. So you're serving, but at the same time, you're helping someone. You're getting your message out there. You're getting your name out there. You may possibly get a testimonial or a referral from somebody that you've helped. So it's not really free. You're still getting something out of it. You're benefiting from it in some way, even if it's just to increase your confidence. So again, it's really about getting other people to talk about you. So if you can, just coach your ass off on these free calls, if you can over deliver and give tons of value in every newsletter and every freebie and every opt-in that you do, and people are going to love you. People are going to talk about you. And the best promotions are not the ones where you're talking about yourself. The best promotions are the ones where other people are talking about you. And this is perfect for us introverts, because it's like we don't have to do the hard work. We don't have to do the legwork. We know that, the people that we serve and the people that we help are out there raving about us, and we don't have to do the work. So get other people to talk about you. And you're going to do that by just giving tons and tons of value, by over delivering, by knowing your stuff. And, people will just start to fall in love with you. And that's what it's really all about when it comes to online success. It's about people just really admiring you, loving what you're putting out there, and referring you and telling people about you. It's just like you want to go viral, which I'm sure like this summit is going to go viral, because there's so many women and powerful women that are on this summit that are sharing their expertise for you for free. And it's going to be talked about. It's going to be talked about because it's powerful, it's valuable, and it's something that is going to help a lot of people, probably a couple 100,000 people, maybe even more. So this is the kind of stuff that you want to think about as you start your online business. Next is, I kind of touched on this in the beginning, which was to do what feels good. I don't ever convince my clients to do something that they don't like. So if I have a client that really hates video and they don't like being on camera, I'm not going to tell them like, hey, you have to do a face-to-face webinar, you have to do videos, you have to do this, because if it doesn't feel good, it's going to translate. So if I were to force someone to do a video right now and they just were very uncomfortable and they didn't feel good and they didn't like it, you're going to see that a mile away in the video. The video is not going to come out authentically. So find different things. Find the things that you do like. So maybe if you don't like video, you don't like being on camera, maybe you like to talk. So instead of doing videos or creating a YouTube channel or doing Periscope, what you can do is you can actually just start a podcast. That way you don't have to be on video, but you can still get your message out there. There's so many ways that you can be heard online and be seen online and be noticed online that I want you to always check in and do what feels good for you. If you come across something that does not feel good, then, you know, there's one thing when it comes to resistance. So, and I think that most of us know when it's something that we're just resisting, you know, and we just haven't tried yet, but at least give it a go. Try it one time, see if you like it. You know, maybe give it a shot a couple more times, but if it really just doesn't feel good, doesn't feel aligned with your work, doesn't feel like something that you're excited about doing, then don't do it. Always flock towards whatever feels good. Same thing when it comes to social media. Just because a lot of people are benefiting from Facebook groups, if you don't like Facebook groups, you don't have to be in them. You can use Twitter or you can use LinkedIn, but whatever it is, choose the platform that works for you. Choose one that's fun and that you enjoy, because if it's fun and you enjoy it, you're actually going to do it. Whereas if you're doing something because you think you have to, you're going to find every excuse not to do it. So make sure that whatever you do feels really good to you and leave the rest. And finally is to just be yourself. So maybe this should have been first, but I kind of wanted to give you the tips because this one seems so simple, right? And it seems so easy and it seems so, you know, common sense, right? Be yourself. That's the way that you can show up authentically online. Duh, right? But a lot of people don't do it. You know, a lot of people think that they have to portray a certain image. A lot of people think that they should do things a certain way. A lot of people end up copycatting and do what other people do because it's working for them. And the best way to really just crush it online, be authentic, and really be visible in a way that your potential clients are going to love you and flock to you is to be yourself. I would hate for you to put out an image or put out something, you know, a persona or a facade online, and then when your clients get to you or they get you on the phone or they find out more about you and they find out that's just a muse and it's not really who you are. And it's really hard to kind of keep up that fake act. So make sure that you're just being yourself. Be authentically you. Be the person that you would be if you were hanging out with your best friends. And so I'm not talking about, you know, going out there and partying and drinking and things like that, but like, who are you really? Let that shine. Because especially in an industry of coaching, consulting, and just being an online entrepreneur, the way that you're going to stand out is your personality. So the difference between me and another business coach, we may be doing the same exact things. Like we could come up with the same exact program, but there's certain people that are going to choose me based on my personality, based on who I am, and based on the fact that they just liked me. And there's going to be people that are going to choose another coach based on their connection and based on the fact that they like them and they like their story. So make sure that you're being yourself. Be true to you no matter what you do, and you will be successful. So those are my 11 tips to be confidently and authentically visible online. I'm going to go through them really quick and then I'm going to wrap up. I really enjoyed this. I really hope that you got a ton out of this and that you're able to just say, you know what, let's do it. Let's go out there and be visible. So number one was to play to your strengths. Whatever you have that you're really, really good at, play up on that. Number two is to improve on your weaknesses. So if you know that you have a weakness or you know that you're not really good at something, then go out there and improve on it. Number three is to turn off the noise. So this is, you know, all of the newsletters, all of the notifications, all of the other people's stuff. Get rid of it, turn it off, and focus on your own business. Next is to create those peer connections and collaborations. So important to feel supported in your business and in this journey. Next is to know your stuff. So if you are feeling not confident about a certain area of your business, Go out there and get training. Go out there and get mentoring. Ask somebody. Read a book. I don't care what you do. Do what you have to do in order to feel really confident that you know what you're talking about. Number 6 is to create content and create valuable content for your audience. Create things that you know that they are going to love and enjoy. With that, number 7 is to over deliver. So if you think that, they'll like this much, like give them this much. Always over deliver, because this is what's going to get people talking about you and loving everything that you do. Number 8 is to offer free help. So again, this is not free in a sense that you're going to slave and work for free, but it's going to be that you are serving others. Come from a place of service and you will win. Number 9 is to get other people to talk about you. So you can do this a number of the ways that I just listed above: creating free content, over delivering, giving tons of value. All of that stuff is what's going to get other people talking about you. And that's priceless, because that promotion is so much better than you going out there saying, I'm great, I'm great, I'm great, which is fine. But when you have other people saying, you know what, Jen's great, she's really great, Jen is the one for this, so much more valuable, so much more impact. So make sure that you're getting other people to talk about you. Number 10 is to do what feels good and leave the rest. Now, this is barring any typical resistance, but actually, something that feels misaligned or doesn't feel good with your mission or your business. If it doesn't feel good, let it go. If it does feel good, go with it. And the final tip, number 11, was to just be yourself. Be who you are. Be the person that you're meant to be. Don't put on a fake. Don't put on facade. Don't do something that somebody else is doing just because it's working for them. Do what feels good for you and be yourself, because it is hard work faking it and trying to be someone else. So those are my tips for you today. I absolutely enjoyed this. I hope you got a lot out of it. Again, my name is Jen Scalia. I am a visibility coach and business strategist for online entrepreneurs who want to make an impact online. If you want to find out more about me, you can go to my website at jenscalia.com. I am also Jen Scalia everywhere on social media. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, LinkedIn, everywhere I am Jen Scalia. So it was a fantastic honor to be here with you today. I absolutely loved it, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.